guys, Spirit Warrior 40k here, and this is our weekly update. So it's a very late weekly update, mainly because I haven't got a lot to say. I kind of been I'm kind of like trawling through the YouTube videos this week, sort of thinking what to talk about, and there's not a lot, if I'm honest. Everything seems to be about Necromunda, which isn't really my game. Let's pause the TV. There we go. Yeah, so there's not a lot. Camera, not a lot really to talk about. I think probably the main there's a couple of releases coming up with from the Games Workshop Warhammer community. They said about obviously the new codexes are due to drop soon. I was talking to someone up at Warhammer Dudmerry Hill. They think that both the codexes possibly might drop at the same time. Maybe. I mean, they said they were going to come out before. They said before Christmas. So there's not a lot. So unless they bring one out a week tomorrow, and the next one the week after. So I can imagine this Saturday you're going to be able to pre-order maybe. Yeah, see how that pans out. Yeah, obviously they've released a couple of new Primaris Lieutenants for the Blood Angels and the Dark Angels, which will be quite interesting because I have a Dark Angels army. It's only 50 power points. It's the Dark Vengeance box set, and then a unit of 5 intercessors and a captain in Gravis armor. But then there's a lot of talk at the moment about the Dark Angels not really accepting the new Primaris, and the Blood Angels and the Flesh Tearers sort of fighting over whether they accept Primaris or not. So I was quite interested. I was looking forward to seeing the codexes to see how this is gonna pan out. But yeah, the release of a lieutenant, and to be fair, it looks awesome. It's got the robes, which I really like. That on the excuse me, on the Dark Angels. So I don't know. I don't particularly want to go all intercessors. Sorry, all Primaris in my army. I love the Terminators, the Death Guard. No, it's not Death Guard. Deathwing. Not really a big fan of the Raven Wing. I've got a few of them, but yeah, I like the Terminators. I love Belial's story. Yeah, and Asmodai, I love him. I might tweet the whole thing, to be fair. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, so that'll be quite interesting to see how that pans out in the codexes. But yeah, I love the model of the lieutenant. It just looks really, 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 really nice. Like I said, I like the whole the robes and whatnot. And to be fair, the Blood Angels one looks quite good as well, with gold helmets with I think it's a power sword maybe. So yeah, so they're coming out soon. Yeah, I think the one thing I really wanted to talk about was where you like to play your games. Do you have a specific place? Is there a specific type of people? Because last Sunday I went to a wargaming club, just moved just around the corner to me, and I've played there once before, but I tell you, I felt massively out of sorts. I really did. I felt uncomfortable. Not necessarily because the people made me feel uncomfortable. They were welcoming and whatnot, but I think because I just didn't really know them. And that's not to say I overly know the people, the regulars down at Games Workshop Murray Hill, but I just feel comfortable down there. I feel like they're good people. They're easy to talk to. I can just rock up and say, "Oh, do you fancy a game?" And someone will be like, "Yeah, why not?" I've never gone with that. I've never been down there and not been able to get a game. So yeah, I do enjoy going to the Games Workshop, and I just feel more comfortable there. Whereas when I went to the gaming club, I don't know. I will go back, but it just there was something about it I just didn't feel overly comfortable with, and whatnot. So yeah, there's that. 2 seconds. I'm just going to shut this door. the washing machine running. Yeah, so yeah, where do you like playing your games? Do you prefer going in store? Do you prefer um, gaming clubs? Um, yeah, I mean, there's a gaming club up on a Friday where the guys who play down at Merry Hill play at. It'd be nice to check that out one time and just to see if I feel as comfortable there as I do in store playing with them. So yeah, um, that's really it. To be fair, guys, I'm gonna add a little bit of a back rep in here. There's no pictures or anything, guys. So yeah, yeah, there's not really a lot to talk about at the moment. Like I said, everything's Necromunda, um, and yeah. So yeah, so in terms of battle reports, went down to Games Workshop yesterday with the lad I look after. Took my Eldar army. He brought 4 of his intercessors, 2 of which you've seen. The other 2 I still haven't finished painting up yet. And it was a really good battle. We set up our 6 objectives. It was I can't remember what the name of it is, but you have to, at the beginning of your turn, you roll a dice on a 6. That objective is the one that you've got to find. Thankfully, I rolled and it was one of the ones which was out in my deployment zone, so that was quite helpful. Deployment zone was, I think you get like 12 inches in on each end of the board, and that's where you deploy. The twist, what was the twist? Ooh, that's a very good point. I don't remember. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so deployment. He deployed pretty much everything on the table. What was he playing with? He was playing with Admech, I think. There might have been Scions. Not Admech, sorry. Astra Militarum. I think there were Scions. Oh, because he had some cool. Oh, excuse me. He had some cool sort of like Jeep type tank things. Yeah. He had a Wind Rider. No. Like a jet. Like yeah, like a land speeder. Land speeder, that's the kind of thing. Load of men in the trucks. Yeah, so that was that. I took my usual army, put the Banshees up in the webway. Obviously, Scorpions are in the shadows. Took Uriel, Farseer on a Wind Rider, set of Wind Riders with scatter lasers. The Wave Serpent with twin star cannons and the shuriken cannon underneath. Uriel was in that. Fire Dragons. So yeah, set the Fire Dragons up on the table, kind of in cover, really, just in case his trucks came round. They're on the other side of the board, so they weren't really going to do much damage, but I sort of put them there. Because I didn't want to put them in the Wave Serpent, if I'm honest. Yeah, just sort of aimed at one of his GP type things to start with the scatter lasers and the ladder look after's intercessors on had a shot each, took some wounds on it. Couldn't really get close enough with the Farseer because I didn't want to send him out on his own, so I didn't really do much smiting. Did a lot of doom and guide and all that for the turn. He deep striked something or marched up the table or something. Yeah. Got into combat with the. No, he had bikes. That was it. Bikes came around the side. They on his turn got into combat with the intercessors. Managed to survive with I think 3 of them. One was brought down later on. I brought down my Banshees from the webway. Took out pretty much most of his bikes. Uriel got into combat with that. They started moving forward. Took out my Wave Serpent on his first turn. Useless. One day I'm going to get that Serpent Shield off. But obviously because it's the thing with the most weapons, that and with wounds, that and the Wraith Lord, they're just going to get targeted, which is fine. So the fact that I got to go first sort of helped because I managed to get some shots off. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah. So my second turn, put down the Banshees, take out the bikes. Euro got in combat there as well. Took out a unit of his men as well. Brought down my Scorpions. They missed the charge, but they got charged on Jack's second turn. They did alright, to be fair. They got wiped out by his third turn, but if I'm honest, I forgot that we only use one to morale. I think on a morale test I lost three, but I'm only meant to use one because of my Anden, so I get Stoic Endurance. I think if we'd have kept those three, we probably would have won that battle by the end of the game. Yeah, but the crux of it, he got his truck within of the objective. My Banshees won the objective, so when it comes to it, we were like, oh, it's a draw. But then we realised that the guy I look after's intercessors are troops, so they were on the objective. And then literally as I was walking out the shop, because I'm sure those are troops, and I got the win. So yeah, so that's another victory for us. That's 2-2 down at Games Workshop. Um, yeah, so it was a really enjoyable game actually. We thought it was a draw. I was like, oh, that's rubbish. Considering I've got all my Banshees and this and loads, everything's pretty much on the objective, but because they're elites, they don't claim the objective straight away. Um, if there's more, if you're contesting it. But then obviously we realised that those intercessors were classed as troops, so that was good. But yeah, like I said, it was a good battle. Oh, excuse me. Oh, pardon me. Fire Dragons going a little bit, didn't do much. Um, yeah, I think yeah, in his land speeder he had his warlord and whatnot, so they minced Uriel. I think it was one turn. I think he did like D3 damage on his attacks, and he had like 5 attacks. I failed. I failed all the saves. Don't know how, but yeah, Uriel just got minced from the table. Um, but yeah, like I said, we won, so it was good. It was a good game. It was well matched, if I think about it. So yeah, it worked well. Um, like I said, tactically, I just sort of set on that objective. To be fair, um, yeah. So that was it. It was against Jack, who usually do. Last time I played him, destroyed me with some sort of mining drill or whatever it was, which was horrible. But yeah, like I said, sorry guys that the weekly update isn't the best. Um, there's not a lot really to talk about, if I'm honest. I don't really have pictures from the back rep, so I apologise there. It was literally I was rushing around because I had to get back for the wife. Um, but yeah, hopefully next week we'll have a bit more to talk about in terms with the codexes maybe dropping. We'll maybe get some stuff on the Games Workshop Warhammer community site. Like I said, I don't know if these are dropping this week, this on Saturday, guys, for pre-release. I'm just trying to think of timing and the weeks coming up. So you never know. Yeah, so that's it from me, guys. I will catch you next week for a weekly update and see you then. Ciao.